Hmm. Ooh. I'm trying to put up a picture here. Hold on. Try to put up a picture. Let's do this picture. Ouch. Mm. I put this picture up until more people come into the live. Ooh, I'm on break for about 15, 20 minutes, and then I'm going back to this computer. So y'all need to come on right now while I got this little break. Mm. Come on, while I have the break. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? I like this picture of me, and I didn't even have it professionally done. I did it with my camera. Well, and the editing, this like editing app, this face app I use. But yeah, I think everything's filtered these days. I hope I don't fall asleep. Oh boy. Okay, well, I'm just waiting on. Once I get 20 people in here, I'll go ahead and start talking. We're almost there. Great show last night. A lot of callers, people called in. We had a great show. I just wish the people wouldn't call in and say dirty things. So I'm gonna start muting. I'm gonna start muting people when they come into the live because I never know what they're gonna say. So good morning, good afternoon. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna remove that picture out the way and bring myself up here. I want to talk about cremation. My friend just passed away last week. Well, week before last, they had his funeral Saturday. And I always think about funerals. Uh, I always think about funerals all the time, even before funerals. And what do y'all feel? What do y'all would prefer to do? Be cremated or put in a casket? Doesn't it doesn't it hurt when you get cremated? Like, once you feel it, like that's the only thing about being cremated is I feel like I might feel it. When they put you in the burner, would you feel it? Do you feel it, y'all? You wouldn't want to be burned. I know. I just don't feel like burning my body. I just, I don't know. But what if you're really not dead, and what if you really can feel stuff, and they put you in there, you can't stop them, and you be screaming like, "Hey, y'all, I can feel it. Stop it." I'm just saying, like, what if you? I just don't know. I got to make a decision of what I'm going to do because I don't want to be cremated and feel it. But what if you're dead, but you can feel it? You don't know that because Miss Rosa Parks, you never been dead before, so you don't know if you can feel it or not. They can't come back and tell us. Baby, I've been up since 6 o'clock. I work from home, but I'm on break. Mind your business. You rather be buried, yeah. But then you think about if you get buried, you're gonna be down with them bugs and them rats and them and them snakes. Ooh, and they gonna get on your body, and you're gonna be like, I can't get these things off of me. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Maybe they could just send me up in space like Gail King. Just take me up into space. We screwed either way. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? I guess what? I guess I won't die. I'll just be here for the rest of my life until Jesus come back. Yeah, I never heard of people that they thought was dead, but they were still alive. Oh, you won't know if the bug's touching you? Oh, because your spirit left your body. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay, well, see, I thought some dead people can feel that stuff. Yeah, I know I'm being silly, right? So, okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna come back and tell y'all how I feel. Okay. Not you done it twice. I've heard of people who say, "Oh, hello there, Kelly Breeze Blessed." I love that name, Kelly Breeze Blessed. Sound like a spray deodorant. Come get you some Kelly Breeze Blessed. Did y'all enjoy the show last night? The show was absolutely wonderful last night. It really was good. I don't know how the time goes by so fast. It's just like as soon as I get on, there's time to get off. But yeah, I always think about. It's so weird because the February of okay, I'm coming up on the anniversary of when I almost left up out of here. When my body almost left, my spirit almost left my body. According to some of y'all, I was on my way to hell. Did you just hear me say I work from home and I'm on break? But anyway, Chris old baby's in a motherfucking house. What's up? Speaking of comedians, god damn it. Say, I need you to write me some stuff. I know you're gonna charge me, but look, okay, Chris O'Baby, y'all need to follow Chris O'Baby. He's a straight heterosexual male. He is the motherfucking bomb. He's a comedian. Are you still what are you doing, man? Chris, I'm doing my first comedy show. Well, I've done comedy, but like Chris, I'm doing my first stand-up live comedy show in Atlanta, July the 10th. I need you to write me some stuff. What you gonna charge me? Because I know you right. I know you good. Y'all need to follow Chris O'Baby. He is a comedian. I met him through Lunel the first time I met him. He used to manage Lunel. All the Chris, you didn't got married before I put you out there with the ladies. See, I be telling y'all straight men be following me and love PT. Chris, don't tell me you didn't got married and got babies on the way. But that's okay if you do. That's fine. Chris, answer you take you too long to answer. You're single or married. We try to get you hooked up with these single ladies on here. Because they didn't come to the end. Okay, y'all, ladies, there you go. There you go, ladies. Y'all follow his YouTube. Follow his YouTube, Chris O'Baby. Yeah. Shout out to Chris O'Baby. And y'all make sure y'all ladies follow him. But no, yes, Chris, my numbers have grown. I don't know if you noticed or not. Yeah. But do he have do he have coins? I don't know, Desi. You have to check with him and see. But yeah, he used to manage Lunel, and he is a comedian. Seriously, he is. So, but but yeah, Chris, I'm doing my channel has grown. Unfortunately, Chris, I'm doing the wigs and shit. You remember I told you I said I'd never do that, Chris, but it's working for me, and that's what I'm doing now. So the other shit wasn't working. So I had to do what I had to do. But I need you to write me some stuff. I'll inbox you because I had just got my Facebooks back. Y'all, by the way, I got all my Facebooks back because I had cussed somebody out. They was being racist, and I cussed them out, and they told me 180 days, but it's only been a couple of weeks, and they reinstated all my Facebooks back. But Chris, I'm gonna hit you up, man. Seriously, I need you to write me some material. I got some stuff, but I want you to write me some stuff or tell me, give me some pointers or whatever. Are you still at the improv? Are you doing anything at the improv or anything? There's a guy that follows me on YouTube and he's trying to get me booked in Florida. I'm like, man, I ain't that big yet to come to Florida. I ain't got my following like that yet. So we'll have to see. Chris, if you happen to be in Atlanta July the 10th, that weekend, you can open up for me. You just have to tell me what you're going to charge me. I might have a couple of dollars for you. since since Junior that got married ain't responded to me no more. Oops, did I say that? Yeah, I'm gonna talk about his ass when I see him. Oh, Junior, you remember during the COVID? You came on my show and stuff. Now COVID is over. You done got married, probably got a baby on the way. You ain't fucking with PT no more. Yeah, I'm talking about Junior from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. I sure is. Chris, I wish there was a way I could bring you onto my live, but I don't know how to do this on YouTube. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all click on his name, go follow his YouTube channel, and he's on Facebook, Instagram. Oh, he's also a professional photographer too. If you need some photography work, he does that. He's really good at, and he does great video stuff too. He does a lot of good stuff. So y'all go check him out again, Chris O'Baby on all social medias. Let me go ahead and highlight his name right here. I just pinned his name there. So y'all ladies, go follow him. He's a single man for right now, ladies. So get on it. Don't wait till he blow up like don't wait till he blow up like Eddie Murphy and all these other people. They were like, oh, I know him. I remember him. Too late now. He didn't got married. He deep in the game. Got 12 kids. I pinned his name down there. Yeah, I met Chris through Lunell. He used to manage. He was Lunell's road manager. Am I right, Chris? The road manager. Yeah. So that's how I met him. But anyway, y'all. So I don't know if I want to be cremated because I think you might feel it. So if anybody ever been cremated, can y'all tell me what it feel like? Because I'm scared. I don't want to be cremated. I think I just want to. I wonder can they just put my body in a capsule? Like in a like Gail King did when she went up in that AI rocket and just let my that would be what if you think about it, that'd be a good way to dispose the body. Just put it up, let it go up in the rocket and go up in space and let your body just float up in space. That would be awesome. And when the Lord come back, let me stop. I'm going to hell. So when the Lord come back, you'll be close to him before anybody, the second coming, when Jesus come back in the cloud, he got to go through space before he come back to the cloud. Am I right? Well, I think, yeah, that actually would be a good idea to have people say you don't want to be cremated, you don't want to be put in the grave, shoot your ass up in space. Will they ever come down? Nope. They're going to just float in space. You'll be closer to heaven. That's what I want to do. Matter of fact, I need to talk to I need to talk to my people about that. I want y'all home. Gotta see something right quick. Trying to see something. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to see something. Okay, let's see. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. Okay. All right, that's it. So I was checking something. Okay. You say a wrench would look so nice next to my name, PT. Uh, what do you think? Oh yeah, I told you all members get a wrench, but you got to understand. But you got to understand. You got to know how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna explain it to you. Hold on. Okay, but let me. I'm glad you said that. Who's begging? What are you talking about begging? What are you talking about? Hold on, let me read this bitch. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me unplug Chris Baby. Make sure y'all follow Chris Baby. Um, hold on. Okay. Okay. Who's begging? What are you talking about? Have anybody said anything about money on here? Have y'all heard anybody say anything about money on here? Okay, that's one no. We have 28 people in here. Have anybody heard me say anything today about asking for money? Okay. That means that's a second no. Okay. Okay. I try my best to be saved and be a Christian. And I try to do the right thing. I try to come on here, spread positive. Yeah. Who are you talking about though? I know, but who you got to when I ask you a question, you got to respond because I'll be saying so much, so I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you talking about, and what are you talking about? Hey, Penny, how you doing? Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna let this person explain what they were saying because a lot of times when people are in my live, they say stuff and maybe it was something I said about somebody doing so. I don't know, but I'm just trying to figure out where did this come from. And I know you're typing, so we're gonna let you type it out. So, but anyway, I was talking about Spider asking for a ring. No, but see, now you're wrong. And I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. Because number one, Spider Monkey not only asked for the wrench, but that person is paying $5 a month to be a member of my YouTube channel. And I know you didn't know that. So I actually, Spider, did you see the video yesterday that I sent to all the members, all the people who are members of my YouTube channel when I said, if you are a member, you need to be a moderator? But I need to tell y'all how the moderation work. So, Miss Jones, no shade, and I know you probably didn't know, but that person is paying $5 to $6 a month to be a member of my YouTube channel. Okay, right. So that's probably why they asked to be a moderator to have the wrench because if anybody deserved to be a moderator, it would be somebody who's paying $5 a month. What is it? $5 a month, $4.99. I wish it was only a dollar, but I tried to set it up to just be a dollar, but I need to go in there and try to change it because I don't want it to be what it is. That's too much. I really want it to be like a dollar, just a dollar a month. That's it. But I'll try to go in there and change it. But yeah, and so that's the reason why they was asking to be a wrench. The wrench means they can be a moderator. So anyway, back to you, Spider Monkey. And I know you didn't know Miss Jones. It's all good. It's all love. We're gonna move on. Okay. So back to you, Spider Monkey. So this how this goes. When I'm yeah, I know. When I'm doing my YouTube channel at night, the only people we block is right about children, or if they just say something really obnoxious, something really, really, really bad, and now it just depends on what they say. We don't block it. We put them on timeout, like 24 hour, 24 hour timeout. Now if somebody comes on my channel, like somebody came on my channel and said, I don't like you. I like a certain blogger that does certain things. Okay, well, if you don't like me, then we're just gonna block you and you go watch them. You don't have to watch me. And I don't expect everybody to come to my live like me. I know that everybody that even like, I know some people that might be members of my channel that don't like me. They just want to be nosy and think they're gonna see something that ain't nobody else gonna see. No, baby. I don't I don't I don't I don't post private things in my for members only. Now I gotta start doing more content for members only. Like I know that as soon as I get the date, well, I got the date as soon as I get the club and everything. When I got the club as soon as I get the everything finalized, which is supposed to be today, then I'm going to the members only will find that out before anybody, or certain things like just things. But I'm not putting my personal stuff on there. Just good morning, whatever. So, but yeah, so if you are a moderator, we don't block people for saying, "Oh, you're a man," or you're a woman. We block people if they say, "Oh, you're a man," over and over and over and over again. If you say you ain't no woman, okay, I'm not a woman. I'm not here to argue with you. And if they say it again and they keep saying it, then you block them. But if a person is just calling me if I'm well, some of the words I've taken out of, I'm able to take some words and block them from people saying, like I took out Medea. Notice you ain't seen Medea in a while. I took that out. I think sometimes it goes through. I took out unk. I took out abomination. I took out nigger, the word nigger. I took out the word the F word, the slag it word with the F. A lot of words I've taken out. I'm trying to remove that Ving rhymes, but it keeps popping up. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. But certain things people can't say on the live when I'm live because you're able to remove some of the stuff. But other than that, I let people say what they want to say. Let them say what they want to say because they don't realize they're helping my channel. Yeah, they don't realize they're helping my channel. So, Dizzy, are you sending me a message and I'm over here talking live? I'm talking to my cousin Dizzy. But anyway, Chris O'Baby was on here a while ago. I don't know what happened to him. But y'all ladies, he's a single man. He's a heterosexual straight male. And ladies, y'all go ahead and okay. Y'all go ahead and follow him. He is a comedian. He's a very nice guy. And he's from H-Town. So if you live in Houston, that's a plus. No, he's not. He's from Houston, but he don't live in Houston. I don't think. I think he's in Florida. Yeah. All right, but I need him to write me some material for my show. So, let's for those who missed the show last night, it really was a great show, and I had an update on Lunel. She had this disease called cephalitis. I believe that's it. Cephalitis is when you scratch yourself and it gets infected. She scratched her feet or her legs or down at the bottom and it got infected. So that's what happened to her. So y'all got to go back and watch the video when she talked about it on her Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, thank you to all of those who are follow me on Instagram because next week is the kickoff party for the brand new show called Drag My Heart, where I'm going to be in drag and I'm going to bring people together in relationships. Sort of like Kendra G, but not just like Kendra G. I'm going to have my own style. My style is I'm going to have a wig on and drag. I'm going to drag my heart. Have your heart been dragged? Well, we want to drag you to a new heart. So it should be really interesting. So y'all make sure you follow my Instagram. All you gotta do is go to the front of my page and click on my Instagram link, and it'll bring you to my Instagram. Uh, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Justin Haliendro, can you say your name? Baby Ice is looking for you. Mhm. What you mean? What's the number? What number are you talking about? Okay. What number are you talking about? Your mama is an alien, and you are too. See, people like that, we put them on timeout. So I put that person on a 24-hour timeout. Yeah. Have you? Are you slow? Are you slow, Peter? Did you ride the short bus, baby? Are you? Did you have on a helmet when you was coming up as a little child? Do you see me in front of a camera act like I'm doing a real show? Let me put you on 24-hour hold too. No, I'm just gonna put you on a. Let's give you a. Yeah, let me time out you for like 30 minutes. Yeah, I time you out for 30 minutes because number one, who was just trying to take $9 off my card? Girl, Uber trying to take $9 off my card? What the fuck? I'm glad it's blocked because that's all I had was $10 on there. But baby, this ain't no regular show. This is just me talking. Oh my god, y'all, I gotta go. These people gonna drive me crazy. They're gonna drive me crazy. They're gonna make me lose my mind. Tonight, I'm gonna be talking about Busta Rhymes, and they don't tell who else I'm gonna be talking about. Y'all, don't forget the show's gonna be early tonight, 9:30. Okay, 9 o'clock. Let's say nine, no later than 9:30, because Busta Rhymes gonna get read tonight. Ooh, I'm gonna read him for filth. I'm gonna lay his ass under the bus tonight. Ooh, baby, Busta's gonna get it. Oh, all right, and I'm gonna read Tyra Banks too. I'm gonna lay her ass out too. I'm gonna give her the blues tonight. So make sure y'all tune in, okay? And ain't no telling who else I'm gonna lay out before the night is over, before the day is over. Um, yeah, but you are now moderator. You can't wait. I know. Hey, Monique, how you doing? Monique, you're the lady from Boston, right? Are you Boston? I want to make sure. Oh Lord, I gotta get me some new wigs. I got to get me some new wigs. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was telling my friend that we that I want to go to Boston just to hang out. Yeah, I'm sure they got some nice Marriotts there. You know, yeah. So today is the day we're supposed to put the finishing touches on the contract for the show. So I'm super excited. So we can go ahead and start. And I know people say, "Why you selling tickets so early?" If you go on the Improv website, they already booked up for next year. You have to make plans, and you got to make the plans early because people got to make their plans on what they're gonna do. You can't wait till the last minute to get a ticket. Mm, so if I come to Boston, I will definitely see people who I know who follow me in Boston. I don't know nobody that follow. If there's people that follow me in Boston, they probably don't say nothing. But I know there's other people besides you that know PT from Boston. I'm sure. Oh my God, y'all! I gotta go. Um, Detroit is in the house. Magnum, let me tell you something. I don't want to have to block you today. You better not tell me you had a Ruby Cheeses because if you do, I'm blocking you. Good afternoon. I called this morning. Y'all, you mean, yeah, I keep telling y'all can call that number. You can leave a message. You can even text that number. Or you're not at Ruby Cheese. Where you eating at today? North Carolina in the house. I performed in Charlotte one time. I got stuck in Greensboro one time. Whoops. Greensboro, North Carolina. Stayed at the bus station for 2 days, 3 days, because a boy called my real nephew's ex boyfriend. Called my dead nephew a punk or something he said about him. Oh, local hot dog. Okay, it must not be snowing or cold in Norfolk because you out in the weather. Well, it wasn't dangerous when I was there. Yeah, he called my nephew something, and I said, "Why are you talking about my nephew who's deceased?" And that's your ex boyfriend. I grabbed my bags, called that big old black and white cab, and hit it with the little money I had in my truck. It's drugs. That's sad. That's sad. Yeah. Well, baby, this is way back in '90. This was in '90. This is probably in '90, or it had to have been the like '90, '91. Yeah, this was either between '90, '91, and '92. It was before I started working for the club in Dallas in '93. So it was back in the '90s. And the Greyhound bus station was it was a little small station. Are you in Greensboro, Randy? Yeah, I'm old school, y'all. I've been around a long time. Not as long as some people, but I've been around the block. And it snowed a little bit yesterday. You need to get your ass back in the house. Oh, you in Lexington. You know your ass. You've been running around here coughing and sick. You need to go get back in the house. You like me though, but when I get my car, I'm gonna be everywhere, doing mukbangs and I'm gonna be doing skits in my car and stuff like that. But anyway, so yeah, he called my nephew something, and I got mad and I got heated, and I had money, but I don't remember how much I had, but I had enough to eat out of the vending machine because I was so mad about what he said about my nephew. I just left, and at the time I had just met that other side of my family, my dad's side of the family, and all that time I was stuck. Okay, all the time I was stuck in Greensboro. Uh, I didn't know. I forgot that my nephew's sisters lived there, but I didn't know them. Those were my nieces. I didn't know them that well. I hadn't met them. I hadn't met them maybe once, or maybe I hadn't even met them. And what I look like calling them saying I need to get home. I didn't even know them. And that's where he was from, Greensboro. So the first night I stayed in the Greyhound bus station, I had money, but I didn't have a lot. And I called to get home. That was at the time I didn't really have a great relationship with my family, and I was like, I need to get home. I need to get home. And I've told this story before, but I'm telling it again for those who haven't heard it. So then so for those who don't know, allegedly the Greyhound bus station is the cruise spot. I learned that at a very young age, being in Houston. And so I said, well, I'm gonna work my jelly the next day because the man at the bus station was like, you can't spend the night. When you got to wait home because you can't spend the night here again. I said, yeah, I'm waiting on somebody to send me some money. And so I said, well, that evening, I said, well, I'm finna work my jelly. I said, I'm gonna walk outside and I'm finna find me a trick. Hopefully he's cute, and I'm gonna go spend the night with him, turn the trick, or just meet somebody and go spend the night with them. But that was back when I was skinny and fine. I think I got a picture. Let me see if I can show y'all a picture of me when I was skinny and fine. I'm still fine, but let me see. Let me find a picture of me when this is what I looked like when I was in Charlotte. I mean, not Charlotte, but Greensboro. Let me see if I thought I saved that picture. I gotta save some pictures for tonight when I start talking about my past that I can pull up. Let's see. I know I got a picture of me when I was real skinny. Hold on. I know it's in here because I seen it yesterday. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking. Hold on. Where is that picture of me when I was about 110 pounds? Oh, maybe it's not in here. I'm looking. Hmm. Okay, I know it's a picture in here somewhere. Hold on, I'm looking, and I'm gonna finish telling the story. Well, I don't have a picture of me as a guy, but here's one of me is dressed in drag, and this how skinny I was back in the '90s. Okay, that was me back in the '90s. All right, looking like a young Whitney Houston. So, um, so I said, hold on, let me remove this out the way. All right, so, oh shit, I thought I. Yeah, by the way, speaking of new viewers, man, we got 67 new followers, subscribers last night. Almost 60 something. Yeah. So anyway, child. So up comes a guy, ugly as fuck. But I'm like, I need someone to spend the night. So I told the dude, I said, look, I said, dude, I'm not having sex with you. I don't care how much money you got. You're not my type, but I need somewhere to spend the night. Oh, I got you. You can spend the night with me. I got my own place. I was like, okay, sure. So I knew he still was going to try to mess around with me because I was young and fine, and he was ugly, and And so I get in the car. Was I scared? No, I wasn't scared at all. And I get in the car. We driving. I don't know where the hell I was at, and I had my little bag and everything, and we driving, and we um, driving down this road, this dirt road, and you said what? No, baby. Listen, even when I was turning tricks when I was young, at 18 and 19 and 20, some people, some guys were ugly as fuck and had all kind of money, and I still turned them down. When you cute and fine and sexy, you don't have to. I would if I was on drugs, yeah, but baby, I was no, no. Mm-mm. I wasn't that type of. I wasn't that type of person. Hoe that I just sleep with anybody because they have money. No. No, so you got me all messed up. Hopefully, I'm reading what you're saying right. A certain amount you'll give it. No, no, you're a lie, bitch. My mama and daddy. No, no, no. It had nothing to do with the money. And even when like I said, my mama was a fine. She's a fine woman, and my daddy was a very handsome man. They had a very handsome son. So I didn't have to. Hey, look, I didn't have to give in just because you have money, baby. I had when I lived in Houston, was running the streets. There's all kind of men that pull up to the side of me and had big money, and it was needed the money and turned them down. I didn't just turn a trick just because I was out. Now, if I had been on drugs, then maybe yeah, but I wasn't on drugs. I was just out in the streets like everybody else doing what we did, just hanging out. And then some guys I would meet on the streets and they'd be like, how much you charge? I ain't charging nothing. You sexy as fuck. I want to spend time with you. So no, you're absolutely wrong. Moving forward. So he offered me money and I said no. Um, hey cuz, what's going on? How you been? I miss you. So I said, no, I didn't do it for nothing. I just turned him down. I didn't want his money. And guess what? He gave me money, and this is on my mama's life. And so I don't play by my mama. I did not have sex with the man. He offered me money, and I didn't do anything with him because he was unattractive, and I don't give that. You know what? He could have put me out of his house because I'm not going to sleep with you just because I need the money. No, I've been blessed to have a great body, have a great look back in the days, so I didn't have to sleep with anybody just because I needed the money. I had more guys giving me things than having to get something from somebody because I was in a need for something. No, I never went down like that. And thank God I wasn't on drugs because, I would have did it with him. So anyway, back to the story. Yeah, I'm just telling the truth. And my cousin Dizzy tell you, I was a fine motherfucker back in the days. So when I came up in Houston, and we was out in everybody was out in the streets prostituting, whether you was doing it for fun or just doing it for money. All the young guys was out there hanging out in the streets and being approached by guys. And I didn't go out there just to prostitute. We just hung out. And some guys would approach me and like, "Damn, you sexy baby, you got some money." Okay, that's the only way I'm getting down with you. Then there was some guys that approached me was really, really, really handsome. I said, no, I'm not gonna charge you to, whatever. Because I used to be a male dancer, so dancing and all that stuff that all came together, dancing and prostituting and all. Anyway, so the guy, I got we going down this long road, and I'm like, where the fuck are we going? And so we drive up to a house. So God, he's got a big house. And we got out the car, and this motherfucker pulls up, and we walk toward a shed. I said, "This your house?" Hey, yeah, I take care of this lady, and this is where I stay. Oh, so we sleeping in a shed. So I was like, okay. I said, well, what if I have to use the bathroom? He go, there's like an outhouse where you got. I swear to God, true story. I've told this story a million times before. I think my cousin, Brenda, you heard me tell the story? Yeah, you heard me. Lavetta, you heard me tell the story. So the whole night I'm doing this. Dude, stop. Dude, stop. Dude, I'll beat your ass. Dude, stop. The dude could have killed me. Dude, leave me alone, man. I'm not messing with you. So finally, he go to sleep. I go to sleep. We wake up the next morning. He takes me back to the bus station, and he could have gave me $20. He gave me 30. I don't remember. Y'all, that was so long ago. And he drops me off at the bus station, and so it was a Friday, and the man told me at the bus station. He said, "Sir," he said, "you can't spend the night here in the bus station." I said, "Man, I'm trying to get somebody to send me some money to get home." And, and I was running out of money, and I had just enough money to, get some stuff out the little, what you call it, y'all know what I mean, the vending machine, I don't know. Hell, I don't know what they had back then, Chico sticks, pies, whatever. But, I was eating, getting my little sodas. And this is way before cell phones. I didn't have a cell phone, so we had to use the payphone. So I got there, and I put my stuff in the locker. A long time ago, Greyhound, you could put your clothes in your basket, your clothes and your suitcase in the locker. Long time ago, you can't do that no more at Greyhound. Well, actually, Greyhound don't really even have no damn bus station no more. They sorry asses. So I put my stuff in there and I walk around, just trying to think. I try to call my mom, because you remember you had to put money. You had to put money in the machine to make a phone call. So as I'm putting money in the machine, I'm losing money. I'm running out of money. And then I remember Tim, my nephew's ex-boyfriend. He actually came to the bus station and told me to come back. I told him, no, fuck you. You called my nephew a bitch or something, and my nephew dead, and I was done with him, right? So I was just determined to say, fuck you. I don't want to deal with you no more because you talked about my nephew. So, um, hold on, y'all. Let me block this person. So So the day going by, I think I got in contact with my mom. Said I don't get paid till Friday, and back then I didn't really ask my mom for nothing because we didn't have a great relationship, and I didn't really talk to my stepdad like that, and I didn't speak to my biological father like that. So I was just out there, and so the day is going by, and I'm thinking I need to get home. It's a Friday, I need to get home. So the people at the bus station said, "Well, you need to call the Salvation Army." I called them. They told me, "Well, sir, we can get you home, but you got to work." Click, bye. I ain't trying to work. I'm trying to get home. Then they said, "Well, you need to call your 90 way." They said the same thing. Click, bye, gotta go home. I'm trying to get home. So then um, something say the Red Cross, the blood of Jesus and the cross that he died on. Let me call these people. It's a true story. I call them. They said, um, they start asking me these questions, and they said the same thing too. You if you work, we can get your. I was like, I don't want to work. I want to go home. You know, and so we talked and everything, and it was like they couldn't do anything either. So finally, the lady say, "Let me ask you a question. Do you have anybody in your family in the military?" I said, "Yeah, my brother's in the military. He's stationed in Dover, Delaware." She said, "Give me the phone number where you're at." I said, "Okay." So I gave her the phone. It was a payphone. She said, "You stay by the phone and just stay there by the phone, and I'm gonna see something." I said, "Hmm." So I'm staying, and people's trying to use. They have more than one payphone, but I wouldn't let nobody use that payphone. I said, "No, somebody's trying to call me. You can't use this phone." It was so funny. And so the lady calls. She said, "Mr. Johnson, I got some good news for you." I go, "Yeah, what's up?" She said, "Your brother just cashed his check. And he told me to tell you to get your so and so home." She said, "Today is Friday. We close at 5. Do you know how to get to the Red Cross?" I said, "Ma'am, I don't. I said, "Ma'am, I don't. But I will get there. Give me the address." She gave me the address and I walked. You know what? I need to look up that address to the Red Cross. I'm sure they have more than one there just to see if I can remember the address. She said, "You need to get here before 5 because this is the weekend." Mind you, it had to have been the 1st or the 15th because the military people, I think they only get paid on the 1st and the 15th, right? So it had to be the 1st of the month or the 15th. That I do remember. And it was a Friday. And not only did my brother, I found the place, and what they do, it's a check and you sign it and they give you cash. So I signed the check. Um, yeah, I signed the check. They gave me $200, and my brother paid for my ticket to come to Delaware. Yeah, my brother paid for my ticket to come to Delaware, and so I was so happy. I started crying. I was just, I went to Red Lobster. I treated myself, I treated myself to Red Lobster, and I was like, I'm going home, but I'm going to Delaware. But the thing is, my my brother's wife at the time, me and her were communicating with one another, and I haven't seen my brother since my other brother died. And she was like, "You need to come see your brother. He paid for you to go home." That ticket was for me to go anywhere I needed to go. It was just a one way, and it was like $200. And she was like, "You need to come see your brother and spend some time with him because, you ain't seen your brother since your brother died." And I ended up going to Delaware, and I stayed in Delaware for a whole summer, taking care of my well, not taking care of, but watching over my brother's children, and that's how I ended up in Delaware. And so that was my Greensboro moment. But go back a little bit. After I went to Red Lobster and got my ticket to go home, whatever, I was so happy. I The bus didn't leave till the next day. Hmm. Mm, thank you. So um, I get to the bus station, right? It's after 5 o'clock. I'm like, I need to go turn another trick. Well, just try to see if I can meet somebody. It wasn't about turning a trick, but see if I can meet somebody at the bus station. So up comes this fine ass dude in a black. Uh, he was in a black. Um, it's like an old car, like an older model, and he was fine as hell. And he was like, "Yo, what's up?" I'm like, "Yo," I'm like, chilling. I'm like, I'm waiting on my bus. He's like, you wanna ride? I'm like, uh-huh. I said, let me get put my stuff in the locker, you know, because I was gonna spend the night in the bus station because I had my ticket. So his name was Michael. He was in an old hoopty. I forgot what it was, a nice car. And he said, "Yo, I'm gonna tell you, me and my mom's lives together, but she's cool or whatever. You come hang out with us." And he was really a nice guy. So we get to his house. They live somewhere down the street, and we get to his house. His mom cooked spaghetti. I never forget that. I spent the night. I spent the night, and no, we did not have sex because that wouldn't have felt right in his house with his mom. But we cuddled up and everything, and his mom apparently must have been really gay friendly because I spent the night with them, and he was really nice. The guy was really really nice, and he said he dropped me off the next morning. He said, "I'm gonna drop you off, and I'm gonna come back and give you my number." You remember they didn't have cell phones back then. And he said, "But I'm gonna drop you off, and I'm gonna come back and give you my number." I don't know why he didn't give it to me then. And when because I got an interview with Amtrak, I never forget it. It was like yesterday. So as the bus is pulling off, he's pulling up, and I never got the boy's phone number. Don't know. Don't even to this day. Don't even know if he's still living. So Michael, if you're out there, that was me. So that was my Greensboro moment, and I tell you, man, that was I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. Well, I don't want to say he was a girl. I used to say that, but I would cuddle up with him. I don't think. Well, maybe he was just happened to be there at the right time because I don't think I cuddled up with a garden angel. Mhm. You know what? You might be right. You might be right. I didn't think about that. Oh, that's scary. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Look at all these nosy people on here, and ain't nobody hit the like button but 42 people. The rest of y'all are nosy. And Tim died, by the way. Yeah, he died. Yeah, Tim died. His ex boyfriend died. Yeah, but I'm like that about my family or friends. If you talk bad about them, I don't give a damn if I had to walk the streets. I'm very loyal to my I'm very loyal to my moderators on here. If somebody come on here and say something out of line to my moderators, I'm blocking you. Mm-mm, I'm blocking you. Yeah. If you say something about my family members or my friends, mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. That's my problem. I'm just too fucking nice, and I know they all think I'm mean, but I'm too nice. Let's do one more story time, and I gotta go. I was in a relationship with a guy named Terry, who's now living his life as Tiara, full transsexual. Um, and Terry was very yes, Lavetta, and thank you for going on my cruise this year. I really appreciate you. Um, and we're doing another one, okay? So be ready. But we leaving out of Galveston this time. So anyway, um, Terry, I was young back then. It was just like 88, 89, and I had just started out doing drag. I wasn't good at it, but Terry and I were dating, and Terry was I know this sounds weird to some of y'all. I don't like feminine guys, but I like all type of guys. I like all type of men. You can be a little feminine, but you can be also masculine. I like either one. But Terry was a little feminine guy. He's very cute. You know, we were around about the same age, and I did drag, but he was just a feminine guy. Uh, but I ran the relationship. Okay. So Terry, one day we got into an argument because I was preparing to get myself together for a show. See, now that I look back on it, what it is was he was wanting to live the way I was living. I mean, look at him now. He's full trans. I mean, just full transsexual now. His whole life, just everything. So that's probably what it was. He was mad because I was a good drag queen, and I was performing, and he probably wanted to. Now, he never performed, but maybe he wanted to live his life like that, but he just didn't know how to, whatever. So one day we got into an argument, and this bitch hit me upside the head with an iron, and blood just gushing down my face. I didn't fight him. I just called the police. I didn't fight him. I just called the police because he was very skinny. Hell, we both were skinny, but I know I could have whooped his ass. So I just didn't want to fight him because I loved him. And I didn't want to fight him. And I just said, I'm just going to put him in jail, teach his ass a lesson. So he left. Police came. And he called me, "You're blocked. Don't come in there calling me no dude. You're blocked." So he, so the police came and I told them what happened. The blood was coming all down my face. And they said, "Well, where is he now?" I said, "I don't know. He left." So he calls while while the police was there. "Hey, what's up, Moondog?" So he calls while the police was there. He said, "What did he say?" He said he wants me to meet him down the street. And he said, "No, you're not going down the street. We're going down the street. What did he tell you that he wanted you to meet you at?" And I told him down by the Pizza Hut where I used to live. I got one more story time. I got to tell this. I've never told this one after this one. And he said, "No, no, you're not going down there. We're going to go down there." Thank God that I didn't go down there. He had all of his cousins with bats, baseball bats, knives, and everything to destroy my life. And the police told me that night, "You are too nice. You got to stop being so nice. Everybody ain't nice," because they was looking to let me have it. They was looking to let me have it. But thank God the police intervened. But to this day, we're not best of friends, but we're friends. Like she's on Facebook now. We say hi to one another. That's it. Like, yeah. I never bring up what happened. That was so long ago. That was years ago. And now he's living his truth or living her truth and living as, a trans person, and they're happy with their life and life goes on. So last story time, y'all, I have to go. So I was dating this thug, this undercover guy, and his brother was, I don't know if it was his brother or his cousin. He was undercover too. We call them trade. They just DL guys. And I worked at Pizza Hut. And I remember getting out from work and I had them walk me home. I wish I could remember their names. I want to say Brad. It was so long ago I don't remember their names. And I had them walk me home from Pizza Hut to the apartments where Terry hit me in the head with an iron. And we were walking, up rolls the police. Doo! I'm just sitting there like, oh shit, I had on back when Pizza Hut used to have the little green shirts and the little aprons. So I had my little green Pizza Hut shirt on and my little pants or whatever. And they roll up, and I think it's one of the guys' name was Brad. They say, "Everybody put your hands up, put your hands on the car." I put my hands on the car. Them motherfuckers took off. I'm like, what are they running for? The police said, he put me in handcuffs. He said, I said, officer, I don't have no record. I haven't done nothing. That motherfucker told me, "I will give you a record." I said, "I haven't done nothing." They was just walking me home. And that Pizza Hut shirt saved me, because if I'd have had that, well, yeah, he could have just put something on me, but me having my Pizza Hut shirt on, it saved me because, you know, I'm sure he was evil and mean cop. He could have shot me and killed me. And they ran. One of the guys, no, one of the guys got caught, but the guy I was dating, he ended up calling me on the phone, not the cell phone, but the home phone. And he eased his way back to my apartment, and he stayed in my apartment. The police didn't know where I live, and he stayed in my apartment for like a day or two before he left. So he got away. I'm sure he got caught later on, I'm sure. Well, no, because they didn't know who he was. He ran. So, but I'm sure the way he was living his life, he probably ended up dead or in prison. I will never know. I don't know what happened to them. I will never know what happened to him. But yeah. So I've been in situations that I'm like, how did I get out of this situation? Because them cops could have killed me. No, your mama ran. Yeah. So I tell you, I mean, I could go on and on about story times, but I know y'all bored. But that's just some of them. Like I got so many story times that sometimes I look back on the stuff and I'm like, hey, there's Chicago. And I'll be like, damn, how did I get through that? You know? And that was a joke, Angela. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I'm trying to get views. I'm trying to get clicks. I'm trying to get the clicks, likes, and the views. I need to do more skits. That was a skit. That was not real. I did not lock myself out of my apartment. I've never been to Manhattan. I've never done any shows in Manhattan. I mean, I never lived in Manhattan. Yeah. Oh well, thank you, Robert. But oh, Brenda, thank you so much, and thank you, moderators, for posting my Cash App and my Venmo on here. Hint, hint. Okay, I'll do one more. Let me try to think of one I never told y'all. Hmm. I've told this one before. Do I want to tell this one again? Hold on. Hey, Greg, what you doing? California in the house. California in the house. You could tell Greg been my moderator for a long time. He know that's the first thing to post when he come in here. Um, I don't want to tell that one. I've told that one before. Let me think. Do I have any funny story times? Yeah, I do. Hey, Greg. Greg, call me to later on. Call me later on, please. Um, hmm. I'll tell this one for those who haven't heard it. Me and this guy was in a relationship. We may have been okay. I will. We may have been 16 at the time. He may have been older than me. He may have been a year older than me. No, because we was in the same grade. Or he might have been older than me. And he was on the down low. I was gay, but I wasn't openly gay. I wouldn't, but everybody called me a punk. Back then you was a punk. As they say in New Orleans, she's a punk. I love to hear the people say punk. So back then I was a punk and he was on the down low. Nobody knew he was gay. Well, some kind of way, the world was getting around to him and I was a couple or messing around with each other. So we always met at this house to do what we did. Yes, at 16. I think I was 16. I think he was 17. He was older than me, if I'm not mistaken. I need to find out how old he is. So, uh, so he decided, We're blocking people, moderators. We're blocking crazy people. Moderators, we're blocking crazy comments. Before I go any further, again, thank you. Hold on, who just at my mama's door? Shit. Okay, so he decided. Okay, so he told me to meet him at the house where we usually do what we do, and I said, okay, I'll meet you there. I get there, waiting on him, and all of a sudden I hear a lot of people, like a lot of people. I'm thinking, what the fuck? Is somebody fighting or whatever? So he goes and tell the neighborhood that I'm a punk, and he goes to tell everybody, look, he's a punk because he told me to meet him in this house. I come out the house, everybody say, yeah, he told you to meet him here. You a punk. Ooh, you a punk. I knew you was a punk. I'm embarrassed. I'm crying. I'm running away, thinking to myself, why would he do that to me? Because he didn't want nobody to know that he was a punk. You follow what I'm saying? So I ran away. I was embarrassed. I hid. I cried. And I hid in the bushes. I remember my brother coming down the alley saying my name, where you at? Come home. You need to come home. Mama looking for you, and I was like scared. And I finally got the nerves later that evening to go home. And I get to the house and I don't remember mom. I don't think she was, I don't think she was dogging me out. I think she was just mad because of what had happened, how the way it happened. And she said, well, what was you doing at the house? I said, Mama, I wasn't doing nothing. And I wasn't doing nothing. Me being young at the time, I wish I was mature enough to tell her, well, me and him always meet there at the house. But he lied and said he was going, but she didn't know I was gay. Well, she knew I was gay, but I couldn't say that at 16, because my mom was very religious, brought up in the church, and she's always denied the fact that I was gay. She never wanted to admit it. Till this day, she does now, but back then it was really hard. So it was bad because they ended up putting me in a private school. She tried to find my biological father to send me to Austin. Thank God she didn't find him because I would have been snatched away from the only family that I ever knew to move in with my biological family that I didn't know. That would have been like really devastating. And then, um, um, and I'm glad I didn't grow up in Austin because I probably would have got AIDS and died because there's a lot of people. Austin was a bigger city, and if I had been gay, I probably been messing around with men at 17 and 18 and probably got HIV virus and fucking died. So I'm glad I didn't go to a bigger city. I was in a small town. Not saying you can't get AIDS in a small town, but I'm glad I grew up in a small town. And so she couldn't find my father. I finally ended up going back to a regular school, and the rest is history. I haven't forgot what he did to me. He's still living, but he has been in prison for murder. He's been to prison for drugs. I think he's in jail now. And one day, when I came back home, I looked on Facebook to find him. I found him, and I said, "Hey," I'll just say Michael because I don't want to say his real name. I go, "Hey, Michael, you remember me?" He blocked me. He blocked me. And the only thing that has stopped me from, because I will never forget what he did to me. I won't ever forget how he embarrassed me and my family and put all that shame on my family when you knowingly knew that you was a homosexual. a punk, and you didn't want nobody to know you was a punk. You decided you wanted to out me. The only thing that's saving him is that lady that's over on the other side of town called my mama. Because if my mama was not living, I will go on Facebook Live and tell everybody, y'all remember the time y'all called me a punk? Y'all remember the time Troy told everybody I wanted to meet him in the house? Well, guess what? We've been fucking. We had been messing around. Well, we wasn't fucking. We was messing around because back then you wasn't no fucking going on. I was too young. But, and and I will go on Facebook and say, call his whole name out. And I would embarrass him. I would embarrass him like he embarrassed my family. But because my mama is living, that's the only thing that's saving him. But let me give you some tea. So his son is a big time preacher in my hometown. A big time preacher. I was in T-Mobile about 2 years ago before I moved back home. And I was talking to a lady that was with another lady. And I didn't know who the other lady was. And we was in the T-Mobile. And I told the lady, I said, child, she said, are you moving back? I said, child, I don't move back to this tired ass town. I said, I might have to, but I don't want to. I said, and I said, what church you go? She said, you need to come to my church. I said, what church you go to? She told me what church. I said, oh, child, that man can preach. The man can preach is the dude who Alex me's father. I said, oh, that's so-and-so's son. I said, mm-hmm. She said, oh, yeah, that's so-and-so's son. I said, girl, let me give you some tea. Because she's a fag hag. Like, she like gay people. She's like, well, what's the tea? I said, girl, do you know that me and him used to mess around? She said, what? I said, yeah. She said, what happened? I told her the story like I'm telling y'all. She said, oh, what? I said, child, yeah, we used to mess around. He outed me, bitch. He outed you. I said, yeah, and to this day, I ain't fuck with him because, I don't, my mom living, I don't want. She said, oh, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. That's, um, that's the preacher's dad's mom over there. I didn't know. And she had me help her with her phone. She said, can you help me with my phone? I was helping her. And she said, oh, I'm glad you just tell that story while she was over here. Well, you know what? If she had heard it, she just would have had heard it. You embarrassed me and my family. Shit, I don't give a damn. And then now the preacher's best friend, I told him about a year ago because I wanted him to go back and tell him. Yeah, because the preacher about 3 or 4 years ago got up in front of the church and said, God told me to tell all these gays and punks he don't want the gays in his church. Well, when he said that, all the church was empty because all the gays and punks was his cousins. Boy, I tell you. And so I know he went back and told him because it's his best friend. They homies. Oh no, PT. I'm not gonna say. They call me PT. I'm not gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. You know he went back and told him. Man, let me tell you something about your daddy. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. And Greg, I'll check my text. I'll see y'all tonight. Show will start at between 9 and 9:30. Mm. Oh, well, thank you so much, Samuel. And where you're watching from? Oh, there's more, but I don't have time to go into more. Where are you watching us from? And don't forget to join me July the 10th, 2026. Oh, Florida. That's where Lovetta's at. Don't forget to join me Friday, July the 10th for my live comedy show. My live comedy show in Atlanta, Georgia. Tickets will be going on sale soon. So y'all get ready. Come see me live, playing the piano and acting a fool and cutting up. Okay? Hello, Faith Mary, watching from Michigan. Oh, welcome in, darling. May the Lord continue to bless you. The Spirit told me to tell you to send 7,000 to the prayer ministry. I'm just joking. All right. So I will see y'all later. And y'all be good and take care of yourself and continue to live your life as if it's your last day, because every day that you live, you're writing your obituary. Every day that you live, every day that you wake up and live, you're writing your obituary when you leave here. Okay? Greg, I'm going to check the text. I'll see y'all later between 9 and 9:30, no later than 10. I'm out. Bye. You're welcome, Spider. See y'all later. I'm not telling another story. Get off of here. Bye, y'all.